dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:31 on Wednesday, June the 12th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, yesterday was glorious. Today, half of it might be, and the rest of the afternoon, it'll be soggy again. Let's bring Brandon in this morning, who gives us a better breakdown of what to expect on this hump day. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. And it's like a glass half empty, half full type day. That's how you got to look at it today. But today, early, fairly nice. Let's take a look at satellite radar. Not much to look at right now. Again, clouds starting to stream in ahead of that cold front, but again, the rain is off in the distance. You can see it out there toward the west into Missouri, coming towards St. Louis there. All that's going to work its way toward us as we head into the afternoon hours. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and close to 60 there in most areas this morning. Not big of a change, too big of a change from yesterday morning at this time. The 12-hour planner, though, shows only about 74, and those rain chances will start to pick up later, and some of those could be on the stronger side with some storms. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, the minority leader of the West Virginia House of Delegates, Tim Miley, along with other House Democrats, met in front of Governor Jim Justice's office at the state capitol. A show of solidarity to pressure the governor to end what they call wasteful spending on the special session, even at the expense of there being no education reform enacted. Miley says that ending the session will save taxpayer money and will give legislative leadership time to thoroughly prepare legislation for the 2020 regular session.
All of a sudden, things have went off the rails, and it's become personal with people. You know, the name calling, the backbiting. It seems as though that there's a disregard for the polls, for the interviews, and everything that's taken place throughout the last few months.
In the letter to Governor Justice, Miley also said teachers in this state have already spoken. They are willing to forego any pay raise that you, President Carmichael, and Speaker Henshaw previously promised to them in order to avoid vindictive legislation with which they disagree. Outrage on Capitol Hill. Comedian Jon Stewart tore into Congress over what he called shameful disrespect to 9/11 responders. Meredith Wood has more.
Sick and dying. They brought themselves down here to speak to no one. It's shameful.
Standing up for the first responders that put their lives on the line during 9/11, a furious Jon Stewart slammed a nearly empty room of lawmakers on Capitol Hill for failing to show up to a hearing on the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund that was set up after the attack to support the victims and their families.
Behind me, a filled room of 9/11 first responders, and in front of me, a nearly empty Congress. It's an embarrassment to the country, and it is a stain on this institution. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. For those that aren't here,
the fate of the proposed bill to extend the fund is still unclear.
Gosh, I hadn't looked at that lately. I'll have to.
They rush to danger to protect us, and they deserve the health care as they suffer from untold injuries.
18 years
Stewart says some lawmakers' actions or lack of are downright disrespectful.
This isn't a luxury cruise for these guys. This is their families. This is life and death. It's unacceptable.
I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
Now, for the second month in a row, Boeing is reporting no new orders for their commercial aircrafts. Boeing's orders have been at a standstill since the grounding of the 737 MAX after 2 deadly crashes. The company also has a massive backorder of around 5,000 planes that's likely contributing to the lack of new orders. Many of its customers do not need to place orders for additional jets right now. Kroger is reportedly getting into the CBD business. The Cincinnati-based grocery store chain talked with local reporters at WXIX about plans to sell products with CBD. The products will supposedly be sold in stores in 17 states and online. CBD is a chemical found in hemp and marijuana plants. Kroger's corporate affairs manager says the products chosen for their stores will be non-intoxicating and reviewed for quality and safety. An Eastern Kentucky electric provider is restructuring its rates, but the adjustments will not increase monthly bills for an average customer. The Kentucky Public Service Commission is allowing Jackson Energy Cooperative Corporation to increase the monthly customer charge while decreasing the cost per kilowatt hour of electricity. The electric co-op serves 51,000 customers in about 14 counties here in Eastern Kentucky. A Canadian company expanding into Perry County is now accepting applications for 3 more positions. Dashcore is locating its first U.S. facility in the Coalfields Regional Industrial Park. It is expected to open in December. The 3 jobs they need to fill are for press operators. We have a description of the requirements at WYMT.com, where you can also learn how to apply. Applications must be in by June 24th at noon. From nearly $1 million in debt to new ownership and a new name, 2019 started off rough for the Appalachian Center for the Arts in downtown Pikeville. But officials believe brighter days are ahead for the theater. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher tells us why.
Some say a rocky journey can pave the road to better days.
It's slowly coming together, and it'll take a while, a long time.
Appalachian Center for the Arts theater director Robin Irwin says she doesn't let the hard days destroy a bright future.
But we love a project, and this is a project. Formerly known as Jenny Wiley Theater, the city of Pikeville cut ties with the production earlier this year after the theater fell into nearly $1 million of debt. This is the Appalachian Center for the Arts, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Now running under the Appalachian Wireless Arena, the theater has plans for a packed summer for Eastern Kentucky. The summer is crazy. Like, it starts with Hamilton, and we're off to the races. Productions like Alice in Wonderland, Disney's High School Musical 2, $1 Million Quartet, and then we go off to Sally McCoy, and many more. We're like, there's so many things to do here. The community staple hopes to keep tourism in the mountains alive. We believe in the pride of heritage and home, and we believe that we can make a difference. Gearing up for a new season. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, if you would like to purchase tickets for upcoming shows, you can stop by the Appalachian Center for the Arts box office from 11 to 4, Monday through Friday. Changes are still underway at Fish Trap Lake as the owners of East Kentucky Marina continue with their plans to revitalize. Yesterday, sections of the floating water park were attached in preparation for the Independence Day celebration that will take place June 29th. The owners of the marina say they expect to have the water park and inflatables open in time for the celebration. Well, Austin City Saloon will be officially opening today at 11 in Corbin. The new restaurant is a new location and venture for Austin City Saloon. Co-owner Josh Brock says he has lived in Corbin much of his life, and with more tourism coming to the city, he wanted to add another family-friendly restaurant in downtown Corbin.
You've got a growing downtown, and we want to be a part of it. And me obviously living down here, it makes it a lot easier and an easy choice.
The restaurant is open to all ages until 9 in the evening on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll take a look at a new tour experience at the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory. The visitors can now see and learn about steps in the bat making process that have never been shown before, such as the custom spray process, pad printing, and mini bat production. Bigger monitors, a better sound system, and more hands-on experiences were also added.
When you work with a brand like Louisville Slugger, people have great expectations. They love the brand. And so it's really important when they arrive here that the experience at least meets, but hopefully even exceeds those expectations. So it's really important to stay on top of your game and just continuous improvement always.
Now, the Slugger Museum welcomes about 300,000 visitors each year from around the world. A group of high schoolers traveled from Nebraska to Kentucky. They are pairing with the Housing Development Alliance in Hazard to build and remodel homes for those in need. This particular group is building a new porch for an elderly woman with ramps and handrails to prevent her from falling. All of the kids involved are doing this voluntarily.
This is a great group of kids. These kids are, they are very caring, and they're just, I can't say enough good things about them. Give them a job and they'll get it done.
Other teens with the same group spent Tuesday in Knott County building a house. They are all in town until Friday. In just a few minutes, we will show you an Airbnb that fans of Marvel's Avengers universe are flocking to in Georgia.
And we're tracking some chances for some stronger storms later this afternoon and into the evening hours. I'll tell you what we're looking at in about 3 minutes.